HarperCollins presents Ruined by Jackie Ashenden. Read by Rebecca Rogers and Robert G. Slade. Chapter 1. Cat. It's always bad when you're in the kind of trouble that requires the help of an outlaw motorcycle club. It's especially bad when you know you'll do anything to get that help. But what do you do when your kid's in danger? You fight any demons, slay any dragons. It's hard when you can't slay those dragons on your own, though, when you have to pay in order to have them slain for you. I would have paid anything to get Annie away from her father. Which was why I'd ended up standing outside the Knights of Ruin MC's clubhouse, in the rain, at midnight on a Saturday, in the middle of one of the loudest parties I'd ever heard. I didn't want to go in. I always swore I wouldn't. But when the devil has your kid, and the cops think everything's fine, what the hell are you supposed to do? There was only one person who could help me, and, unfortunately, he was inside. Dane Kingsolver, a.k.a. Smoke, my best friend since I was a kid, and a Knight's enforcer, who was not answering his goddamn phone. The Knight's clubhouse was in an old brick warehouse on the outskirts of Brooklyn. There were hogs lined up like toys outside, a couple of prospects hanging around looking after them, a couple more on the door. Music blared, the hard driving beat of heavy rock. A bunch of girls were talking to the prospect on the door, their hair in artfully styled manes, their skirts up to their navels, all looking for a piece of danger, of wildness. Idiots. They didn't know the real danger they were getting themselves into, and I almost wanted to go over there and tell them, but I didn't. They wouldn't listen. I've done it enough times to know that. As they disappeared inside, I walked up to the prospect, who was standing with his hands in his pockets of his low-slung jeans, probably thinking he was God because he got to say who got in and who stayed out. He was young, with pretty blue eyes and still a hint of softness around his mouth. That wouldn't last long. Soon he'd be a monster like all the rest. He eyed me suspiciously, clearly not knowing who I was. Not that he would. I never came down here if I could help it. I met his gaze. Never look away from a snarling dog. I need to see Smoke. My voice sounded flat and definitely, don't fuck.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?